It is pure, it is precious, it is golden and adorable for African communities to hold on to their cultures amid rapid urbanization across the entire continent. Cases in point including the Maasai of East Africa, the Himba of Namibia, in Ethiopia we have the Amar, and in Tanzania the Hadzabe, among a few others who continue to put up spirited fights in the preservation of their culture, the African culture. Now, focusing on the Maasai of East Africa, a Maasai man will walk majestically in the middle of a major city, say Nairobi, with his club and sword tied to his waist, yet no one will be bothered, simply because they know and respect the fact that it is his culture. However, on the flip side, others won't bother him because they think he's backward, ignorant, or worse, primitive. Suba, Enka Kenya, that's good morning in the Maasai language. A greeting I had become so accustomed to while living amongst the Maasai in the outskirts of Kenya's capital city, Nairobi. That morning, it was my roommate, Lemoka, who was waking me up with an unusual level of enthusiasm. Just a little background here for clarity. Lemoka was my best friend straight from college who, after graduation, him and I had vowed we were never going back to the village until we got employment. So, we rented a place as we hustled our way in the city. We were young, hopeful, and extremely ambitious, yearning for a golden opportunity. At this point in time, we were wannabe actors at a local TV production. The pay wasn't much, but it did keep us going. What's up? I asked Lemoka why his face was so lit as if he had been requested to replace Tom Cruise in the next Mission Impossible movie installment. Imagine Lemoka had the audacity to tell me that the news he had was more important or more than Tom Cruise and his impossible missions. We're getting paid. Those were the exact words that came off Lemoka's mouth. Apparently, he had received a call from our TV producer asking us to go pick our wages at our office. That piece of news soaked my heart with an excitement only comparable to when Arsenal will win the Champions League. Considering our rent arrears, leave alone the fact that we ate stories for dinner the previous night, this was huge, humongous news. So off we went, reached the producer's office, got our share of the money, and walked out happy. Very happy with a few notes in our pockets that felt like millions of shillings. As we hit the road towards the bus station, my millionaire friend could not stop detailing how the upper part of his tongue had missed roasted goat ribs washed down with a glass of anything available at a counter near him. Then, suddenly, an opportunity to transform ourselves from dream millionaires to actual millionaires popped just like cash at an ATM machine. A young man clad in the distinct Maasai attire of a red shuka, sandals, neat dreadlocks, and of course a club and sword tied to his waist appeared from around the bend leading to the bus station. By the look of things, this was a young man in distress. My fellow millionaire and I watched as he approached. Then, you won't believe what happened next. The young man whipped out a clear glass bottle and handed it to me. Ero, some mimi yo chupa. Brother, kindly read for me the writings on that bottle. Apparently, he could not read the English text on the bottle. One glance at the writings, my heart skipped $1 million. And if my memory serves me right, these were the exact words on that bottle. Place of origin, Fox Mines, South Africa. Item, precious stone. Type, gold. A quick calculation of the value indicated Lemoka and I were minutes away from joining Aliko Dangote in one WhatsApp group. I winked at Lemoka as I handed him the bottle, and the look on his eyes portrayed a man at war with his heart, mind, soul, and of course, wallet. What do we do? Do we do the right thing by telling this man the truth, or do we do the right thing by shutting up and forever holding our peace in a peaceful island bought with our hard-earned money? We chose the latter. And so we downplayed the contents of the bottle to the young man, saying the contents were nothing of value, and if he didn't mind, we could assist him in disposing it. He was hearing none of it. He gave us a story about the bottle belonging to his previous employer who had left the country suddenly. Apparently, the employer had told him to keep everything in the store for himself, and that is where he had found the bottle. What a story, eh? I was getting impatient. So I quietly asked him, my friend, what if we gave you some cash to let go of the bottle? He looked at me then asked, why was I so interested in the bottle? Yet by my own admission, it was useless. That was a tough question. Very tough, eh? But Lemoka came to my rescue fast, falsely indicating we were artists and the glittering contents in the bottle would make beautiful finishing to a painting we were working on. It worked. He asked for 5,000 shillings. That's approximately $50. Wait for it. Wait for it. That was the whole amount, the entire amount we had just been paid from our acting gig. I looked at Lamuka. His face was saying something loudly. What is 5,000 shillings in exchange for a lifetime of eating roasted goat ribs worth more than that at will? We quickly handed the man the money, rushed to board the next bus to the city center, lest he changed his mind. On arrival, we called a friend, a Mr. Lesamula, whom we believed might have an idea or two of where we could change our precious pieces of gold into real dripping cash. Lesamula asked 3 questions on phone. Is the gold in a glass bottle? Is the gold from Fox Mine, South Africa? And finally, was the man who sold it to us a Maasai? We answered in the affirmative. Our friend went quiet for a moment, then told us to wait for him at some spot in town. That statement convinced us we were onto something big, since Lesamula was famous for how he valued his time and couldn't waste a minute chasing coins. We even contemplated hiding from him now that he was sounding so interested. Maybe, just maybe, he wanted to swindle us of our hard-earned fortune. But before we could do that, he had arrived. Lesamula told us of a gold merchant where we could get the best deal for our gold. We hopped onto the next motorcycle. Here we call them Boda Boda, and if I'm not wrong, in Nigeria they call them Okada. In a blink of an eye, we arrived at Patel Shah Gemstone Merchants, and here the unthinkable happened. Real drama, I tell you. Lesamula led us straight to the entrance, then said there was need to first ascertain if the gold was real or fake. According to him, even the security guards at the entrance could do that easily. We knew nothing about gold and what was there to lose anyway, so we approached one security guard and told him our story. The moment we mentioned Maasai man, gold in a glass bottle, and how much we had spent on the gold, the security guard laughed to death. Behind us, laughter was also strangling someone else, Mr. Lesamula. Lesamula laughed so hard until the whole plaza came out to witness the spectacle that was unfolding. And like coronavirus, every time a person came into contact with our story, laughter infected them instantly with symptoms including hurting stomachs, teary eyes, leaning onto walls, and leaning onto each other. So apparently, we had been conned to Bechezwa. We learned that our experience was a regular story at that plaza. So, you might ask, what was in the glass bottle? One guard opened the bottle, poured its contents on the right palm, and rubbed it on his left palm. The result? Soil soaked in paint. We had bought soil, a fistful of soil, at a staggering $50. To add insult to injury, the fake gold peddler was apparently not even of Maasai origin, but a well-known gemstone conman equipped with a tongue dipped in pure honey. Why? Lesamula apologized for his evil maneuver, but admitted he could not let an opportunity to laugh at us pass him by, since his life was already too serious, and a bit of laughter here and there was always welcome. As I was lost dreaming of how we made billions and lost them within minutes, Lemoga thought loudly how he wished we just bought roast goat ribs instead. Come to think of it, he actually had a point. He did. Just like that, our wild ambition, greed, carelessness had us walking back home hungry, angry, and penniless. Along the way, we also found time to seriously laugh at ourselves. We accepted we had been played big time. In Swahili, we say, puagu kapata puaguzi. But regrettably, ours was a stereotypical prejudice against a people going wrong. A people who have resisted forced urban invasion and the illusion of their way of life. A very common phenomenon across Africa. But then again, think with me here. If things went according to plan, we would most certainly be dripping in money, 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 money. Cheers.